might get a little light here from, turning it on. There we are. Anyway, so I'm going to turn off the camera in a little while anyway, but so you know who's talking, In any case, so I was looking in regard to the Librem 5. I guess I was in one of these, it's my Librem social. Some interesting view on Librem 5, thermal power issue and all that. 7 hours ago, and I pushed it, and I went into this place where they start out in regards of, I guess, complaining on a lot of levels and all that. And I guess we just have to be aware that there are powers in the world that wouldn't like that the Librem would actually be a success. So again, I still think the Librem could become a very great contender to these closed systems like Android and iPhone and the rest of the bullshit that is out there, pretty much. Just have to be careful that that the big companies don't get into and begins to well, I guess they're already at it in regard to trying to do their thing and trying to the internet, the powers to be have pretty much taken over the internet on so many levels. It's so sad to see, the internet was a place for freedom and for the speech of the people and all that. And what do we have in our days? We have huge amount of censorship, banning going on, shadow banning your messages. How filthy, how diabolical is that? You think you write something and no one can see the message, because they have shadow banned you. What is this foolishness? What is this? This is totally absurd. Why would anyone do this? It's just, you think you've written something and you just, no one writes back. It's like, but it's still there. You can see it's there. And then you log out of your account and then you go in by, without, and you just, it's not there. Because you've been shadow banned or shadow, what are it called, It's just, stupidity and how they, how these companies are in the, are fixing things, it's just insane. It's utterly insane listening to these people in these big companies, these whistleblowers actually telling what is happening in these, these platforms, chat platforms and companies and all this. Just disgusting, utterly disgusting. It's like, they get you into using the platform and then they have you by the balls. It's like Facebook, they have you by the balls, and I'm still using it. I shouldn't use it, but it's like, it's just sad. Anyway, and of course I've been in Facebook jail and all that because of all the censorship, and my YouTube account was banned because of hate speech. Now that's the newer account I had, so I'm using the old account now, but who knows when that will, they can just pull whatever, a hate speech card or whatever, a homophobe, or, you don't like, what's it called, this influx of Mohammedans into the European nations. Oh, you have to be banned for having an opinion against that. And I don't like in regards of all the wars that we are doing in the Middle East as well. But and it's it's just totally nutcase, this world. And of course we can thank who? The Antichrist, because the Antichrist wants to rule the world. And who is the Antichrist? Well, every single Protestant knew in the past. So if you just go back a little back in history and actually read some of the books, which is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books, besides actually just read the Bible in the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation. If you read it and study it and read it again and again and again, re-listen to these things, you will understand who the Antichrist is. And that's why they don't want us to read it. Well, didn't, burn people, burn the books in regards. Who as a Christian would ever want to burn the scriptures, and not want other people have, the gospel in their own language, the scriptures and all that. Well, Rome doesn't want that. Or maybe because Rome is not a Christian institution. It's a pagan, filthy, it's the whore of Revelation, and the beast of the number 666. It's the Antichrist. It's the so-called Pope, Oh, it's the Roman Emperor. It's like wolf in sheep clothing all over in this world. Anyway, so now you know, and you can go check it for yourself, because there's a lot of liars out there, and you never know if I'm a wolf in sheep clothing. So, for your own sake, go and check. To stop wasting your time on the Roman circus in the bullshit, the bullshit square box and all that on the wall. Anyway, it's just bullshit. They're just feeding you bullshit and more bullshit, pretty much. Oh, yeah, looking on the Rome. Yeah, it's just, Any case, we have one life, and then we go to the grave. It's a good idea to just use a little time, well, actually a good amount of time, actually figuring out what is actually going on in this world. Anyway, going back to the topic, just got a little, Jesus or Yeshua warned us about wolves in sheep clothing, And where's the wolves in sheep clothing? It's not the Mohammedans, because the Mohammedans are following a false prophet that is a stinking wolf that you should be able to smell miles away. Yep, anyway. Oh yeah, you're not allowed to say that, because then you're going to get killed and all that, If I can't speak the truth, what is it worth living? Is it worth living a lie? Nay, it is not. Anyway, so that was the whole idea of the protest as well, liberating, and just speaking out the truth, And who cares if the devils and all that and those following them gets offended? If they gets offended by the truth, too bad, okay? Anyway, still disgusting to put your sausage up in another man's trash can, it's just, actually, what is it called? Trash hole. It's just incredible. Oh, well, that's normal. Are you kidding me? Putting your, up in a disgusting, full of bacteria and fungus and whatever. Yeah, it's just, anyway, there's a design, it's just, that's a much better design in regards of, for anyway, that's a whole anyway, so I went to this place and all that, and apparently it seems like it's only 2 hours ago this guy posted, and I guess it's a lot of attacks in regards of the Librem 5 mobile phone. It just seems to keep on going. It's just, give them some credit. These people, I don't know why so many people are attacking the Librem 5 and what they have, what they have done with the phone. I think it's amazing, And again, if they continue on that path, if we can actually, it could really become a real great contender to the other options. That is pretty much Apple and Android, right? And some people are getting fed up by by these companies. So it's very nice to see an alternative that is basing itself on openness. Okay, yeah. I don't. Why are all this bashing going on against them? I don't understand it. Anyways, let's see what this guy says, which apparently doesn't. I'm not sure about that name thing. Onski Oshisa or something like that. Saisa, whatever. He says, thank you for posting this. This is incredible, helpful, well done. I think it's fascinating that you're getting mostly positive response. 97 upvoted, currently with nearly 500 so far. By the way, that's one of the problems I have with one of these free source, these open source, what's it called? LBO, I can't remember. One of these platforms in regards of videos. Now, as I understand, this platform is actually, going forward, this open source, it's open, it was the LBRY, I think, Librem or something like that. And in regards of a video platform, and one of the reasons why I stopped using that was that they have this idea that you can actually what do you call it? You use money so you can get your videos, show to others. I don't like that, because you think the powers to be will actually be able to misuse that. The powers to be that have, money as like mountains of this, money out of, what is it called? It's numbers. They have numbers, okay? So, and they don't have any problem in regards of the, they use more of the numbers for, control. So they have mountains and mountains of resources. Do you think that they might actually misuse this to actually get their videos, to promote their filthy, propaganda and so forward? Yeah, I think that could be absolutely a possibility. So that's just a stupid system. It's just you need, if you have a platform, at least have a fair platform for everybody. Don't, money bullshit, just, anyway, it's just, but people can, then pay and this and that, and then if they like it and all that, but how easy will it be to misuse it, Anyway, that's as far as I can see. There might be a problem with that, It seems like BitChute is actually now, of course, that's not open source, but it seems like when I'm posting a video, at least it comes up it seems to take every single thing that you post, just like putting on there, being fair, in regards to the you get on the page in regards, hey, this is just been posted, and then others post, and you get lower and lower down and all that. Yeah, fair and square. But at least it shows. I think that's more. Instead of anyway, it's just Anyway, okay, so I think it's fascinating that you're getting mostly positive response, 97% upvoted currently with nearly 500 so far. Meanwhile, in our purism, people are losing their minds about similar criticism and concerns. One of the earliest and most lucid pieces of criticism was the post of, why Librem 5 will never succeed, in my opinion. Well, again, it seems like there's some people out there that don't want it to succeed. And I guess that is pretty understandable, because they don't want to lose the power they have in regards of getting all the data from people and all that. And that's, by the way, again, goes back to the Roman emperor, the man of the number 666, who is the, so-called Pope. Well, it's a blasphemous title he takes upon himself as well. So-called Holy Father? It's blasphemy. There's only Jesus, Jesus says, Yeshua says, there's only one Father, and he's in the heavens, okay? So we have one Father who is in the heavens. And what does Roman Catholicism do? This paganism, this filthy pagan system, wolves in sheep clothing. Anyway, they speak, and they have their cookie Jesus, their fake cookie Jesus. They worship a cookie, okay? That's one of the things that, in regards to the protest and all that, Luther still had issues in regards of releasing this. But anyway, But anyway, one of the earliest and most lucid pieces of criticism was this post and all that. This post got people thinking that maybe Purism wasn't telling the truth about Librem 5 because they were starting to realize that they were in way over their head. Many started having concerns. Concerns about, if anything, if I had the resources and all that, I would absolutely, support this company and put in regards of ordering a phone, if I had the money. But anyway, that would be one of, give them a chance, instead of this bullshit, these, they're trying to stand on some good principles, let them grow and let them, get things in order. I think it's I think it's amazing what they already have done, and it's looking forward in regards of future. Anyway, then a user claimed that he had an inside source telling him that there was some crazy stuff going on at Purism, and that the company was simply lying through their teeth. Here's his blog post, first 3-part. The sad saga of Purism at the Librem. Compared to Android and Apple and all that, I think Librem, they're pretty open. I've seen posts where they're pretty open about the, how things is. We have got what was like a monthly report or something like that. They have where it's like, how are things going and so forward and all that. And you can even speak to them, pretty on the chat, for example, and all that, and actually get answers back and so forward. And I found out in regards of Librem Social, that was something I felt like was, why is there not a quick was like editing thing, and I complained about it, and the next update, oops, there we go. I was like that's I don't know if it was because I complained about it or whatever, but anyway, it was pretty awesome to see that, hey, they actually did something about it, This is pretty, and it's pretty awesome also to see how the progress of the system, from one to the next, in regards of how much more fluently, and it's, there's still a lot, some way to go for sure, but it's nice, to see the progress, how quickly they, it's like, I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome, and all the nerds out there, that, they already, going, it's just, go for it, nerds, Just remember that in regards of who Yeshua actually is, Jesus. That's the most important thing to know in this world. Anyway, because he is the everlasting life. He is the living bread, and there's no other way to the Father than by him. The word that was made flesh, that walked among his own, and they executed him pretty much for blasphemy, because he made himself equal to God. Well, maybe because he was God. But anyway. And of course the Jews don't, they don't reject that. It's only the Mohammedans that reject that, Jesus wasn't executed and all that. Well, the Jews do know that they executed him, but they do believe that it was, a righteous act. It was okay to do because he made himself into God. So we even have Jewish sources on this. So anyway, by the way, they call him Yeshu. Yeshu is an acronym for may his name be obliterated or blotted out, because they see Jesus as, or Yeshua, which is his true, truthful name in regards of Hebrew, but they see him as, the destroyer of Judaism, and they have a lot of man-made laws and all that. And don't get me wrong, I love Jews. I really love Jews. I love speaking with Jews. It's just, talking with them. It's like, I really, I've just, in regards to talking about the Bible and all, it's just, I love Jews. So don't get me wrong and all that. But anyway, it's like, and by the way, I have like a cap like this. What does it say? It says Israel. Anyway, any case, as also, by the way, bought in Israel, by the way. Anyway, any case, in the airport. going home. But they have a lot of issues, as the whole world has, So in regards of all this, foolishness, they have that Jewish mysticism and all that. But anyway, so they call him, Yeshua, Yeshu, which is an acronym for "May his name be obliterated or blotted out," because they see him as a destroyer of Judaism. You see, they had some issues with, him and his followers who believed him to be the Messiah. Now, of course, if you actually read the Bible in regards to the 70 weeks of Daniel, well, the Messiah should have come nearly around 2,000 years ago. Yeah. Now, of course, the Jews have put a curse on this prophecy in the book of Daniel. So as a Jew, you are so-called not allowed to calculate the 70 weeks of Daniel. Because if you actually calculate those 70 weeks of Daniel, you will find out that according to the prophet Daniel, that the Messiah should have come nearly 2,000 years ago, and actually in the year 29.5 in regards of being cut off, I think, in regards of the calculation. So if you actually calculate and all that, you get to 29.5. Now, what happened around 30 AD? Was there something that happened in 30 AD? Anyone knows anything in regards of what happened in 30 AD? And by the way, they have sources in regards of things, strange things going on 40 years before the destruction of the temple. Now, why would, what changed in 30 AD? Because we know the temple was destroyed in 70 AD. So what happened in 30 AD? Why were these strange, is recorded in the Babylonian Talmud and the Jerusalem Talmud in the Jewish sources that weird things was going on in the temple. I wonder why that could be. What happened in 30 AD? Anyway, someone killed the Messiah, pretty much, and put him on a tree. Anyway, the perfect, spotless, sinless Passover lamb was slain. The living bread was broken, and his wine poured out for the sins of the world once and for all. That's another problem that the Roman papists have. Romanism. Keep far away from Romanism. It's just. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off topic. Let's get back to the. I love talking about the Bible, and the truth, Anyway, now of course Muhammad comes 600 years after the event, nearly 600 years after the event. Apparently 1.8 billion Mohammedans believe a man that never walked, talked, spoke, that's pretty much the same, ate or listened. He didn't walk around with Yeshua. He didn't speak with Yeshua. He didn't hear his teaching. He didn't see him being killed and all that. Because he's coming 600 years after the event, and then he says, no, he wasn't, he wasn't executed. It's just, and you want to follow a guy like that, that rejects that Yeshua was executed, and, reject that he is the Son of God, and thereby, and you also reject that he was resurrected and all that. Who would follow a false prophet like that? It's like clear as a stinking turd, it stinks. Anyway, I guess it's a bad parallel or whatever. Anyway, Muhammad is clear as he's a false prophet. It's just very clear, very, very clear. And yet 1.8 billion think this guy is the perfect example to follow after. A man who not only rejected that in regards of God's Son. Oh, they will say, we believe in Jesus. Really? Really? Do you really believe in Jesus? Or did you make up your own version? Yeah, that's exactly what you did. You made your own fictive version. Has nothing to do with the truth. And then you just reject everything from the first century, the history, the New Testament, the prophecies in the so-called Old Testament and all that. Yeah. And then you follow after stinking wolf, that doesn't even have sheep clothing on. Of course, it should be very clear for anyway. Just whatever. So let's see. Let's get back to it. But it's just stupid. 600 years, nearly 600 years after the event, following a man that had sex with a 9-year young girl when he was 54 years old, and you want to say that this is the perfect example to follow? He's a pedophile, Oh, there we go. Like, some point, some Mohammedan will come into the door and chop my head off, Whatever, It's just, this just shows how outrageous this religion is, Oh, they can't handle to hear the truth. Have to kill off people instead. It's just, give me a break. Get yourself together and figure out what the truth is instead of following this filthy false prophet. Anyway, so read the Bible, find out what is the truth, and then you begin to grow in the Bible, the scriptures, Muhammad, if Muhammad was a prophet sent by Jehovah, then it should pretty much go along with the Bible, right? Well, when you figure out it doesn't, well, then, yeah. Anyway, no one dares to say anything, right? Oh, what? Anyway, let's get back to, sorry, I'm getting, it's just, why would anyone kill just because, you're not allowed to read the Bible? Burn him at the stake, right? That's the Roman papers, by the way. You reject Muhammad as a prophet. Well, let's chop his head off. It's like, okay, I don't think I want to be part of those two religions, The false cookie Jesus or the only prophet version Jesus. No, I'm getting off topic. I'm really getting off topic. Anyway, it's just tiring. I think it's fascinating that you're getting mostly positive response, 97% upvoted currently with nearly 500 so far. Meanwhile, in our purism, people are losing their minds about similar criticism and concerns. One of the earliest and most lucid pieces of criticism was the post, "Why Librem 5 will never succeed in my opinion." Give me a break. This post got people thinking that maybe purism wasn't telling the truth about Librem 5 because they were starting to realize they were in a way over their head. Many started having concerns. Then a user claimed that he had an outside source telling him that there was some crazy stuff going on at purism. Oh, really? So there's nothing crazy going on in Android, Apple, Facebook groups, Google, and all these other companies. No, we have to focus on purism, right? Oh, purism becomes the big bad boy. Oh, yeah. And that the company was simply lying through their teeth. Here is his blog post, first of 3 parts, sad saga of purism and the Librem 5, part 1, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting, right? How people are jumping on Librem 5. It's like, why are they jumping so much on Librem 5? Anyway, he first mentioned his information in a comment, and I created a thread to follow on it. Purism comments, rumors of an employee revolt at purism. Yeah, and of course at this point everyone who had anything negative at all to say about the beloved Librem 5 became a troll, a hate monger, a conspiracy theorist. Well, okay. For example, is the Librem 5 being targeted in a viral media? And purism comments, DL Svar states of this subreddit, whatever. And yet little by little things began to come out proving that all of this is true. Not just the article you mentioned, but also this interview with Zlatan Todoric, former CTO of purism. Okay, I haven't seen the information, but anyway. Zlatan describes a horrifying work environment with compartmentalized information, long hours and overdue paychecks. We are suspecting a miracle if we think people under such circumstances can actually pull off something like that, like this. By the way, in regards of, have you seen what they already have made in regards of the mobile, and the software and all that? So, I think it's pretty good what they already have done. So, it seems like they actually are capable, I think, for... And future, I'm going to be very interesting how they will, in regards to future things, Looking forward to it. When you put it all together into one coherent whole, the truth is quite clear. Oh, really? Yeah, see. Purism is in over their head. Well, who is going to do it for us, If purism is not going to do it, who is going to... why not have a little support for this company, Who is going to stand against Android and Apple? These big companies that pretty much own most of the market and all that. Who is going to rise up and stand against that? So why are we bashing these people instead of actually supporting them? Anyway, that's my opinion. It's just. If anyone wants to bash anyone, I think Android and Apple are the ones to bash, to rise in regards to when they close down features that, give me a break, Why are you closing this feature down? Why am I not allowed to actually do what I want with my phone? Yep. I think, why are you why are you making it so difficult for me to actually open the mobile so I can have root and all that? And actually, it might actually break if I do it and all that. And of course, it's just, why are people attacking the I don't understand. It's just these people are trying. And if we are not going to support them, well, of course, they will, and it will fail, right? But anyway, I think it's just, it's just... Anyway, purism is in way over the head. I don't think, they already have made these laptops, right? And you can just see the sanity of these laptops when you open them up and all that. And yeah, they are, more expensive, I guess, than most other. But anyway, if I had the money, I would absolutely support them in regards of getting one, Now, I don't work at the moment. I'm having some health issues and all that I try to sort out. I do think I have found out what my health issue is now. I think I have fungus. I think actually fungus is a big problem in our society that, the standard white coat medical mafia and all that don't recognize. And why wouldn't they recognize it? Because there's money, 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 money. Actually, I think it was like $4 billion or something like industry of the medical thing and all that. And, cancer, this and that and whatever and all these other things that they are earning huge amount of numbers. Anyway, so I'm struggling in regards of figuring out how to fix that. And that's so. But anyway, but at least I've come to a point where I think I have found, pretty much figure out what it is. So anyway, so there's possibilities and all that. Any case, what is fungus? What is cancer? Could cancer be fungus? I think it could actually be fungus. But they won't tell you because the cure is just around the corner since forever. And they will take your money, 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 money and say, oh, well, just the cure is just around the corner. Instead of actually, just telling you it's just fungus. Anyway, making havoc in the body. Fungus, makes mycotoxins, which is fungus poison, and they also make spores, and they is very intelligent. Just look at what fungus can do to animals in regards of, it's incredible. It's just, anyway, and our whole society is just tuned into actually feeding fungus, like sugar, 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 sugar. Oh yeah, and fungus loves sugar. And let's get some alcohol in there, which is pretty much fungus poison made by a fungus. Anyway, purism is in a way over the head. They aren't going to create the new private iPhone. They don't have anything like the necessary resources in expertise, personal or money. There's no chance this project will ever succeed. And that's a real shame. I really did want to get my hands on what this phone promised to be. I bought one, but I have since come to understand that something fishy is going on. In fact, I asked for a refund way back in May before I understood how deep the rabbit hole goes. Back then I knew, and I even posted about it. Oh, even if they failed, I think it would still be a good cause to support them. To help them out. If the people won't support them, that's actually on us, isn't it? If the company fail, because we don't support them, it's just then who is actually to blame? Is it the company or is it us? It's just in any case. So, privacy comment, Bushel requested Librem 5 refund suggestion for iPhone. Anyway, now if I say everyone get a refund now, people will accuse me of trying to bankrupt purism because I simply don't like them. But that's not true. I wanted them to succeed. The truth is that they have failed and they haven't admitted it yet. The truth is they will never succeed. Either get a refund or kiss that money goodbye. You never get a phone. You never get a phone. Are they not actually sending out phones at the moment? Thanks for making this so crystal clear. What is it? OP? That's the ARP. What is it called? Well, I'm not sure what ARP actually means in regards of. Let's see if we can actually find something in regards of ARP. OP. No, that's not right. I don't know what the OP stands for. There's so many short forms of this and that, and Arb is saying that purism is understating the problems associated with purism 5 and the design decisions are closer to incompatible with a sellable device. Really? It looks pretty good to me. I've seen the images of some, you have Librem Social and you sometimes see, images from, users of, let's see if we can find one. Oh no. Let's see here. Here we have, that's for purism of the progress. Okay, that sounds like thank you Hackers Game for the summary video of all the progress the Librem 5 team and community have made in the past year. That sounds actually to be an interesting thing, maybe. Oh, I just need to push it once, right? Oh yeah. So let's see here. It's actually running pretty smooth as well. Even if I'm recording. That's actually incredible. Some of the applications just really slow when you're recording. I think it was Brian that actually usually, he shows things. Here we go. He's like, performance is fantastic, can play some great DOS era games. But the display is just a tiny bit too big for the screen. Then I remembered it fit on the Librem 5 dev kit when one line changed in the .conf window size. Look at this, can I actually turn around I guess it might jump out. No, it actually works this time. Maybe I should just, Okay, so here we have DOS running on the Librem 5, DOSBox emulator. It looks pretty good to me. And okay, so that's the okay. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, we still have some problems here. So, Librem 5 in less than a year. Okay, I guess that must be. Let's just open up one more, and let's get back to it. Ubuntu. Okay, here we go. Another. This is Brian Lunduk. I find task switching on the Librem 5 Pure OS very interesting. The launcher and the switcher are the same view. No apps are running. The grid of installed apps takes up the full view. With apps running, the top half becomes a row of the apps you can swipe through. Okay, I'm not sure what he's saying, but anyway. Let's see the picture. It looks pretty good. Uh-oh. I guess there's a problem in regards of when you turn around the mobile when you are in this application. Maybe I should tell them or something like that. And here we have, I'm seriously blown away by how much of the GNOME software works on the smaller touch-centric screen of Librem 5. The work of the GNOME team, the Purism crew, and so many independent developers are making this happen. Truly impressive. All of you rule. And yeah, you nerds, it's wonderful to see you actually working for, by the people, for the people, right? Instead of the government ruling, these, what was the word? When, I can't remember the word at the moment. When they rule, despotic, when they despotic rule over you, we don't want that. So here we have Brian Lunduk. It's amazing to me how much software is already available on the Librem 5. Some of it optimized for touchscreen, some partial optimized, some not yet optimized but functional. The power of free and open software and Linux at work. It looks like a wonderful picture here. So again, he has LibreOffice even, the terminal. It looks pretty good, Anyway, you just give it some more time, and it's just how it doesn't look like like a failure to me. I'm not sure. Can you actually call from it yet? Or is this still something that is actually in the works? Here we have Librem 5 Aspen patch. I guess is that the first one or what? Is this the thing where you have the other cover around and all that? I think they've been pretty open about, in regards of, we have the interview with Gardiner and the what is the other guy that is from Purism, I think they're called. I forget that, sometimes my brain and all that. Any case, so and they had a talk and all that, and pretty, and he's even showing, oh yeah, we still have some issues here and here and here, and he's being open about it. I think that's pretty cool, I like that. I like the openness, even if it actually could, we still have some issues in regards of, some what is called the button fixing some paint off the mobile or something like that. Not a functional problem, but just a a viewable thing. Anyway, here we have apparently an unboxing. I do wonder which, maybe it's a new one or maybe it's it's actually Gardiner. I thought there would actually have been more of those coming, but I guess they will come at some point. Here we have unmodified LibreOffice on the Purism. Looks, it's running. Yeah, it's just, I think it's pretty incredible. I think it looks, that's pretty neat. Just it's just And if you have this team working on it, just wonderful. And we already have seen that what they can do in regards to the laptop. So give them a break, And of course, that they contribute for several free open source software projects such as GNOME, VL Roots, and Debian, and all that. That's a nice thing, giving back to the community, It's not like they just, they give back in regards of, oh, there's an issue here, whatever, and they fix it and they can, give back to us. I think that sounds pretty good. Here we have in regards of the dialing thing and all that. So anyway, all the negativity in regards of this, it's just, I think it's give it time. Where did we go from in regards of an electrician? He's trying to show all the issues in regards of the Librem 5 and all that. Let's see here. Electronics. Is there any more negative 2 days ago? I don't know. Disney streaming usage Dragon and DMN not available with Linux systems. Well, against patent trolls. There was also, wasn't there a company that actually was attacked in regards of some patent thing and all that? GNOME files defense against patent trolls, seeks funding to take them out. Yeah, these big bad companies trying to, I guess, makes it hard. They want control. They want to take everything under their wings of control, and we shouldn't let them, because when they take control over things, they usually don't do anything good. They usually just takes over and just I guess we have a huge amount of examples out there. So let's see. I don't know. Okay, let's see here. I know nothing about Librem. This is 4 hours ago, apparently. I know nothing about a Librem 5, and you seem quite knowledgeable, but you are way off base about LOT or YOT or whatever modems and chipsets. While it is true that some industrial YOT applications are fixed mains powered, the majority are not, and low-powered operations is more critical than handhelds because they aren't plugged into a wall each night. New LTE classes M1 and B1 were created just to serve this application. Also, the link margin on these classes is better than higher classes because many LOT or YOT applications are remote and placed in comprised locations. Your point about mobility is partially correct. There are many fixed or semi-fixed applications that don't require handover, which is where NB1 excels. There's also many made, there's a lot of things that I have no idea of. But anyway, the goal. I see the 3 hours ago. The goal with what Purism is doing was to allow the phone to be as free as possible. One of the core issues with many cell phones is that regardless of what the OS is doing, the modem usually has direct memory access and can read everything independent of the CPU OS. So even if it was possible to load a fully free OS on the standard phone, what's running on the baseband modem and what's going on with data in memory is unknown. Purism's goal was to use a modem that can be separated from main memory and not have access to that. Tracking is a different issue. When you connect to any network, your traffic is going on the network, and with cellular, they have at least a general idea of where your cellular device is based on which cell tower is connecting to. That's an unavoidable outcome of connecting to a cellular network. So, any case, it is just a lot of negativity running around in regards of, and you see people, I was like, okay, if you don't like it, just, you move on, there's still Android and, iPhone thing, there's still the option of those, but, it's just a lot of negativity against the Librem 5. So, let's see here. CPU and GPUs are outside of my knowledge. I can give an opinion deeper than the spec sheet of X, as lower TDP than the spec sheet of Y. The CPU does matter for in-use power, however, standby battery is mostly affected by RFFERF software and modem firmware. Managing the idle state of UE is quite the rabbit hole of trade-offs. Again, a lot of things that I really goes over my head. When a device is in general use, the screen often takes up the most power budget. This is why I think the Librem 5 has a 720p display. Panel tech has come a long way, and 1080p phone screens are quite cheap. A flag, it's like, in regards to the 720p and the 1080p, I don't really care, It's like, come on, 720p on a display in regards of so small as a mobile screen. It's just, I think it's just, we need to have more and more and more pixels and all that. I'm like, give me a break, I would rather have a less of a resolution and then the mobile actually being quicker, or actually being able to actually put the resolution down. But, you don't have that option in Android when it's not rooted and so forward. So, yeah, you can actually do it in regards of this phone I have. You can actually do it in games. I don't know why you would be able to do it in games, yet not actually being able to do it in the system itself, I have the options. You get a button down here in regards when you play a game, and we can just take like Rhythmic Village, for example, which is in regards of learning music and all that. It's kind of, there's a lot of pagan things, as in it as a Christian eye, but yeah, so much pagan things everywhere. But anyway, as you can see, let's see if we can get the menu. Okay, there we go. So I have this menu, and where I can actually adjust the game graphic and the resolution. I can set on high, normal, or low. Now I don't, that's, I don't get a lot. I'm not allowed to actually, it would be nice to actually, if it showed the resolution that it would actually do, right? But it actually just say, oh, it's high, medium, or low. And yeah, that's great. But could I actually get some numbers here? Apparently not. It would be nice to actually see what is actually capable of, in regards of the low resolution and all that. But, I'm on the low resolution, and this is the screen. Looks pretty good to me, And this is, again, I don't know how much, because it doesn't say, I'm not sure if the information is probably out there someplace, but yeah, looks pretty good to me. Anyway, so if I could, I would put it. I would have loved to be able to try lower resolutions, if that actually could, in regards of battery and all that. But no, not good. I think it was a system when you're rooted on my Note 2 where probably was running low resolution, and it was just, in any case, it just gave me the overall system just gave me huge amount of yeah. It's just I had it for was like 10 days, running, and at that point I just tried to kill it, with using it, and really getting so I could recharge the battery and all that. Anyway, so when a device is in general use, the screen often takes up the most power. This is why I think the Librem 5 has a 720p display. Panel tech has come a long way, and 1080p phone screens are quite cheap. A flagship OLED 1440p 90 Hz display probably sells for $30 to $40 in volume. Purism would likely have no problem getting their hands on cheap LCD 1080p 60 Hz display in small volume. The 720 display is not much of a cost saving measure as a battery life saving measure. I don't know if they might be better quality, but in any case, we're talking we're talking about a little bit of screen, it's just yeah. Anyway, guess any plans on doing this sort of review with the Pine phone? Oh well. And this is actually written 14 hours ago, apparently. So it's actually not that old. I thought it would actually be... Oh, how can it be that actually some of the others are then seemingly older? Like 12 hours, 14 hours, let's just see. Wasn't there some that actually had... No, maybe it was me. No, actually 10 hours, 7 hours, okay, 8 hours. Okay, maybe it's just me that actually... I've been out swimming in chlorine, so... without goggles, so... my eyes could be a lot better. So yeah, okay, so it's actually not that old. It's actually pretty fresh, I guess, it seems. It's okay, 2 days. Okay, so this is other topics, I guess. So anyway, I guess that's all from me. I guess it's more rambling in some sense. It's just, all the negative things in regards of purism is just, oh, give me a break. We could, of course, check some of the things, see here. What was it? There was in regards of, what is it actually the last one that we read in regards of, this and that. Uh-oh, we have a problem in regards to battery, so it might actually go off. Let's see here, Librem, no. Okay, rumors, that doesn't sound good, does it? In regards of rumors, but I guess rumors can go quickly around. Let's see what is. See, rumors of an employee revolt at Purism, and okay, so sometimes something happens in regards of. So as I've been told a few months back, a number of Purism employees realized that the Librem 5 project was going badly and that Todd was pathologically lying to customers about it. They banded together and called him out. He summarily fired all of them. Yeah. Oh, give me a break. I just... When I asked him for some evidence of some kind, he declined. Yeah, okay. His reasoning was that the employees involved had signed non-disclosure agreements and that they could be sued for violating those terms. Disclosure agreement anyway in any company, in anything, I would, no, I don't think so. No, because if I saw something that is wrong or something like that, I would just, So anyway, that's the thing in regards to people working for companies, and they sign this thing and they see things which are not so good. And what do? Oh, we can't tell anyone, right? Because I actually fixed this and blah, 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 I guess I wouldn't be very good if I found out something was terrible, wrong, and that a company was actually guilty of, pretty much murdering people and all that. Yeah, I would spill the beans. However, Linux Man 95 provided what could conceivable be considered evidence in this comment. Well, again, so we have rumors pretty much, right? Who knows? Oh, I'm getting tired. Well. And in this tweet, he's calling Purism out publicly for lying. Well, if you're getting fired, you could probably get a little angry, right? Anyway, I should probably stop the video now because I've been, just talking and I'm getting tired. And yeah, I guess it's getting dark. And well, anyway, have a good one, all of you, and may Jehovah be with you, and may Yeshua be your most precious pearl, and don't let go when you find out who he actually is, and may the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, be in us all. Amen. Have a good one, all of you, and regards, I think it's looking good for the Librem 5, so all this negative thing and all of that, it's just, in regards of the other Android and Apple and all that, and the powers to be, in regards of having a free phone which is open and all that, and by the people, for the people and all that, I think the worldly powers would try to do whatever they can, and these people are, usually working for Satan. So they will use whatever tricks that they can. Just look up the Jesuit oath, for example. We can actually do it for you, I guess, just to end it up. The Jesuit oath, and the Jesuit oath are special soldiers of the Antichrist. Now, of course, no one knows about them anymore. But the last 500 years, well, actually, the last 2,000 years has pretty much been a battle in regards of truth and lies, in regards of Jesus Christ and the Antichrist. So, and the Antichrist system has pretty much killed off the saints throughout the hundreds and hundreds of years. But the last 500 years have been pretty much a battle between the Protestants and the Papists. Anyway, let's see here. Let's just take a little, this is from the Jesuit oath. It says, "My son, heretofore you have been taught to act the dissembler." And what does dissembler means? Well, we can just look it up. I actually have looked it up. It's like, let's see if we can actually just put it up there. A person who professes beliefs and opinions that he or she does not hold in order to conceal his or her real feelings or motives. A beguiler, cheater, deceiver, slicker, trickster, a hypocrite, a phony, a pretender, a dissimulator. A dissimulator, that was a word. A dissimulator. Okay, anyway. So, doesn't sound good, does it? But anyway, among Roman Catholics, to be a Roman Catholic and to be a spy even among your own brethren, to believe no man, to trust no man. Among the reformers, to be a reformer. That would be the Protestants, by the way. Among the Huguenots, to be a Huguenot. That's also Protestants. Among the Calvinists, to be a Calvinist. That's Protestants as well. Among other Protestants, generally, to be a Protestant. And what is a Protestant? A Protestant is one that protests the Antichrist and this wicked system of his. Of course, the whole will be destroyed in the future, and the papacy will continue until, will still go on until Yeshua returns and pretty much destroys it. Anyway, and obtaining their confidence, Oh, to seek even to preach from their pulpits. Does that sound like maybe a wolf in cheap clothing? Anyway, and to denounce with all the vehemence in your nature our holy religion and the Pope. Oh, and even to descend so low as to become a Jew among Jews, that you might be enabled to gather together all information. They love information. This system just loves information on us. It just wants all the information it can on us, the people, and take our freedom. Anyway, for the benefit of your order, that would be the Jesuits. Oh, we have problems in regards of apparently the 4G. Let's see if, by the way, if we can actually just get some power in it. But there might be some hiccups apparently, because it says it's having some problems in regards of the connection, which is really weird because it's on 4G. But anyway, all information for the benefit of your order as a faithful soldier of the so-called Pope. Anyway, usually I call him the Pope. The great stinking Pope. Anyway, you have been taught to insidiously plant the seed of jealousy and hatred between communities, provinces, states that were at peace, and incite them to deeds of blood, involving them in war with each other. What do you think in regards to World War I and World War II? In a book in 1998, I think it was from, there was 3 big Protestant nations according to this book. It was Germany, it was England, and it was the USA. So what happened in regards of after 1898? Well, you have World War I and World War II, don't you? How many Protestants was killed in those? Anyway, it's the Inquisition with it's just fixing the Inquisition by, this, what is it called, in the cloth of war, in the clothing of war, I guess, in regards of, and then you can kill a lot of people, Anyway, and incite them to deeds of blood, involving them in war with each other, and to create revolutions. Oh, the French Revolution, maybe? And civil wars in countries that were independent. Yeah, we can't have an independent country because the Antichrist wants full control. What do you think in regards to the European Union, What is that about, The Treaty of Rome, So anyway, and of course, when we entered that, we changed by man-made decree, we changed the last day to the 6th day, and the first day to the last. Couldn't have anything to do with Rome, could it? Because they love Sunday. They really, but of course it didn't, it's man-made law that does, they think to change laws and times and all the, what's it called, times and laws and times. It's the book of Daniel. Of course we see it. We see it fulfilled in the world in regards to the Antichrist, the Roman beast. Anyway, and to create revolutions and civil wars in countries that were independent and prosperous, cultivating the arts and the science, and enjoying the blessing of peace, to take sides with the combatants and to act secretly with your brother Jesuit, who might be engaged on the other side, but openly opposed to that with which you might be connected. Only that the church, that's the Roman Catholic filthy system, might be the gainer in the end, in the conditions fixed in the treaties for peace, and that the end justifies the means. The end justifies the means. That's the, so you can do whatever you want because the end justifies the means. So you can do whatever, You have been taught your duty as a spy to gather all statistic facts and information on your power from every source to ingratiate yourself into the confidence of family circles of Protestants and heretics of every class and character, as well as that of the merchant, the banker, the lawyer, among the schools and universities and parliaments and legislatures and the judiciaries, I'm not sure I'm getting that right, and councils of state, and to be all things to all men for the so-called Pope's sake, whose servants we are unto death. Okay? You get the picture? Anyway, the army of Loyola. And in regards of these people, some of these people that the Roman Catholic Church have sainted are just the most filthy people. For example, Loyola is sainted. You can pray to, apparently, if you can pray to this, just disgusting. And you have murderers as well. You have people, burning the scriptures, and it's just utterly disgusting system. Anyway, they use a lot of names in regards of Christianity and so forward, but don't be deceived by this. Don't be fooled by this wicked system, because it is an utter evil system. And they speak like Christians, many of these Roman Catholics. But you have to remember, they speak about Jesus and all that, but what they mean is the cookie Jesus. Okay? They believe this round wafer that the priest actually... I'm getting way off topic, I guess. But anyway, they believe when the priest makes the cookie Jesus, or that he has the power apparently to make the cookie Jesus, and they sacrifice Jesus all over for the dead and the living, again and again and again, in the whole houses of the whole houses of the Roman Catholics. It's just incredible filthy. And they worship a cookie. So you see, it's not Jesus that they worship. It's a cookie. Well, it's a, dry wafer god, of theirs. That's just... What did Jesus warn us about? To, be careful of wolves in sheep clothing. Well, where are the wolves in sheep clothing? Well, Romanism! And all that disgusting pagan filth, the Sunday thing, the first day of the week, in regards to the venerated day of the sun god, Sol Invictus. What do you think Christ Mass is? Christ Mass is in regards of the sun birth of Sol Invictus. And you see the Antichrist on the television and all that. The bullshit box in regards of the, of the 24, 25, in regards of doing all his abominations and all that. And I couldn't see it all. I couldn't, I think I saw the first 10 minutes or something like that. Maybe less, actually. It was just utterly bullshit, that was just disgusting. I was just, I was utterly disgusted. Anyway, this is an evil system, a most evil system. Anyway, but they really like the Sunday thing, So Christ Mass is in regards to the Roman Catholic Mass. And by the way, in regards of Christ Mass that you have in English, in Danish we call it Yule. So what is Yule? Well, Yule is in regards of Yulna, and Yulna is in regards of Odin. So now we have another pagan link in regards of this, tradition, which has nothing to do with the Bible. So when people like to use that, oh yeah, but Jesus was born on the 25th December and so was every single other pagan god, so thereby Jesus is just another one of these, foolish blah blah blah. A trick of Satan, because Jesus wasn't born on the 25th December. It's a Roman tradition in regards of the pagan filth, Actually, by the way, Chrysostom. This is Chrysostom. This is 8 sermons of Chrysostom in regards of John Chrysostom against the Jews. Homily 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Now, what is Chrysostom doing in the 4th century? Well, he's attacking the so-called Jewish festivals, which is actually just, the festivals of God. So while he's attacking those, he also begins to promote Christmas. And he actually says it's coming from Rome. Anyway, so why did I read this? Was just looking in regards of trying to connect all the dots in regards of history, in regards of what was going on, because you can still learn from sources that are, because you can hear what he's attacking, you can read what he's attacking, you can hear about in regards of, let's see, what is this disease? The festivals of the pitiful and miserable Jews. Oh, just that. Are soon to march upon us one after the other, and in quick succession. The Feast of Trumpets, the Feast of Tabernacles, the fast. There are many in our ranks who say they think as we do. Yet some of these are going to watch the festivals, and others will join the Jews in keeping their feast and observing their fast. I wish to drive this perverse custom from the church right now. This, he goes on in regards of, he says, my homilies against anomians, I guess that must actually be in regards of without law. Anomians can be put off to another time. That's actually interesting. If that is actually the anomians, because I think in regards of the Greek might actually be in regards of those who are without law. Yet it's funny that he would say that, because he's actually breaking the law. He's going against the festivals of God. So, if that is actually from, I think it's actually in regards to the Greek word. Anyway, but I actually thought it was a group, but it actually might be in regards of lawlessness. But of course, but anyway, so it's funny how he attacks the law, and then, anyway. But he goes on actually another place in where he talks about Jesus in regards of we need to do as Jesus. Well, what did Jesus do? Did he keep the festivals of the law of, found in the Bible? Did he go to those festivals? Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, I think he did. Because if he didn't do it, he wouldn't have been the perfect, spotless, sinless Lamb of God. Anyway, of course, it's also written in regards to the New Testament where we see him actually go up to Passover and Sukkot and so forward. But no, this guy apparently knows better, So it's like, but now that the Jewish festivals are close by and at the very door. Oh, the Jewish festivals. You see, the thing is, every time you use the word Jew, it has to be something bad, apparently. Well, wasn't Jesus a Jew, by the way? Oh, yeah, he was. Oh. Anyway, but now the Jewish festivals, those Jewish festivals that Yeshua actually, kept, or Jesus, are close by and the very door, at the very door. If I should fail to cure those who are sick with the Judaizing disease, and by the way, I think actually he's using a lot of Paul as well, so it's not in, it's just, I'm afraid that because of their ill-suited association and deep ignorance, some Christians may partake in the Jews' transgressions. Once they have done so, I fear my homilies on these transgressions will be in, It's just bullshit, So he goes on to attack these festivals, was actually found in the Torah, the Bible. And then he goes on in number 6 or something like that. He goes in to promote a tradition that we all are keeping in our days, and he really gives it a lot. Yeah, because Rome knew when Jesus was born and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so apparently it's not okay to keep the traditions of the Bible, or I guess tradition is a bad word when you're talking about, the festivals in the Bible, but it's okay to, promote things that, Rome are promoting. Let's see here if I can find it. It's just interesting, right? Oh yeah. So carrying burdens on something in regard to the Sabbath. How many those slain? Again, Jesus warned us about wolves in sheep clothing. If you actually look in regards of Asia Minor, that's by the way the area that rejected Paulus, by the way. They actually, John the Apostle and Philip the Apostle was in that area. And, they kept it to the tradition, they kept it to, according to the Bible. He even hates the Jews, apparently. This is why Paul, every time you see a lot of, against it's like, oh, Paul, this and that. This is why Paul was very much grieved and why he hurried to stop up the demon's mouth when they took themselves a dignity which ill became them. This is why I hate the Jews. Oh, you hate the Jews? Didn't Jesus says we should love our enemy and all that, so you hate the Jews? One thing is to hate the doctrines and all that of, we are told to love people, even, love our enemy. Anyway, and Judaizing, here we go again. The man who sets a Judaizing Christian straight. Oh yeah, it's just, you see, they have problems with, Judaizing Christians. Those that actually wanted to go by the Bible. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, they're just filthy, apparently. Maybe it's number 7 instead of number 6. 2 seconds. Sorry, I'm getting totally off topic, but I don't really have much on the other subject, I guess. Here we have Homily 7. Where is it that he talks about the Christ Mass thing? See here, I am the divinity, but as body you have defeated me. Yeah. No. New moon Sabbaths and all that. Yeah, he uses Paul again to, it's just before the day no. Where's the Christmas thing? Is it actually later in his 8th sermon that he goes into the... here it talks about the change in the law. Oh, well. Double death, second death, another... where's this thing in regards to that Christmas thing? Maybe it's in his 8th homily. That would be a very late, let's see. There's a lot of pages, that's for sure. Let's see here. Gone is fasting of the Jews, or rather the drunkenness of the Jews. And blah, 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 blah goes against, see here. But if the man in the grip of passion of anger is drunk, this is all more true of the impious man who blasphemes God, who goes against his laws. Well, who's actually destroying the laws in regards to the festivals? Is it you, John Chrysostom? And you promote, traditions of Rome. And I'm just not sure I can find it, but apparently I thought I would have written Amalek Soothsayers. No. I thought I would have put it in there. Maybe it's number 6 instead. he actually says, actually, this is nearly the end of his last sermon. Why are you a Christian? Question mark. Is it not that you may imitate Christ and obey his laws? Tell me, did Yeshua keep those so-called Judaizing traditions that you are, trying to destroy, and promoting pagan traditions instead? So he says, what did Christ do? Yeah, that's a good question. What did Christ do? Did he keep Christ's Mass? No, he didn't. Anyway, but one can pretty much see what he, when he begins to promote this Christ Mass bullshit, just, oh, give me a break, Where did that come from? And why would, of course, there was people seeing through these lies. Let's try number 6 then. Christ Mass. Well, it's in there somewhere. Maybe I have went. I don't know. It's somewhere in there. I guess there's a lot of pages. Yeah. People. No. I can't find it. Sorry. It's here somewhere, but too many pages and I can't find it on the fly apparently. But anyway, if anyone is interested, it's called the John Chrysostom Homilies. If anyone wants, and it's called Against the Jews. So that's one of the reasons why I checked it out, because I was trying to figure out, because I think a lot of things have been censored. But that's not to say, for example, if you see someone making a law against something, it seems there must be someone actually keeping these things since a law is made. So you can you can reconstruct a lot of things by looking at. There's a lot of material out there, but I think that some of the it is not a surprise if Satan is destroying material, and I think he has. For example, the help of Rome and the Mohammedans are two of and others. But anyway, primarily it looks like it's Rome that actually they for example, the material of Melito. Apparently those that followed Rome didn't really like Melito really much, apparently. But we know that he wrote a lot of books, and there's one, for example, where it says, who haven't read the books of Melito in regards of Jesus being God and all that? Well, I haven't. But apparently his books was very popular at some point. And then, I think thanks to Rome, we now have lost most of those books. And now that we actually only have pieces, now we have, I think, was it Melito in regards to the Passover? I might actually be that, and a letter to the Roman Caesar. But some of the most interesting, actually, some of the pieces that have, some really gold nuggets in regards of Melito. And I guess I found him when I did the research in regards of Jesus being God, in regards of history and all that, before the Nicene Council. You see, people come up with this, in regards of the Council of Nicaea, they invented that Jesus was God. That is just utter bullshit, okay? There's a huge amount of sources in regards of accepting that Jesus is God. So, and I actually have the sources just right here. For example, that's some of the sources I have here. Let's see here. Some in regards of documents. Let's see here, we can find printed out. 9 early church fathers who I don't like them in regards of church fathers, If anything, they are dead brothers, you know. Anyway, 9 early church fathers who taught Jesus is God. We have, who is your, no, I see here. A Trinity thing in regards of here. We have a list as well in regard. So again, whatever, you can find other people have collected list of others, and if you just read material from people or documents from before 325, you will figure out that in regards of the Nicene Council, they didn't invent that Jesus was God. That was the whole, the whole idea why he was executed, right? You make yourself equal to God. And they wanted to stone him. They knew what he said. Now, people might have, and they still do. But anyway, so there's a lot of sources, and just by reading the New Testament, of course, you will, that's the way that I came to the conclusion that Jesus is God. Jesus is God, anyway, so, and that's, the evidence is just all over. It's just overwhelming evidence if you just, one of the reasons why I did a lot of studies on that was because I had contact with the Jehovah's Witnesses. I call it the false witnesses. But anyway, they don't believe that Jesus is God. And I found out that doesn't matter what you put in front of them, it doesn't compute. So at least that's my experience. There probably are people that actually awaken and all that, but in the end I just gave up with the primary contact that I had, which I talked to, and it didn't matter what I put in front of him. He was just, and actually, that's an interesting thing, because one of the things was actually Melito, and Melito is just, he's directly saying that Jesus is God, and without those two, he says that Jesus is God indirectly in some sense. It's just, whosoever, who put put the earth up upon nothing or something like that. He was put upon a tree, and who was put upon a tree? Well, and who put up in regards to the world and all, all these things, which is pretty clear that Jesus is God, that Melito, and Melito is in the right area and all that, and that would be a person I would have loved to see his material. He also wrote a book in regards to the book of Revelation. Would have been very interesting to look at. But apparently they didn't really like him in regards of... but we do have a list of his works from one of the... But sadly, we don't have his books. That's very sad. So anyway, that seems to be one of the ways, one of where we see, censoring going on. And there seems to actually have been going some systematic censoring, which of course isn't a surprise that Satan would try to the best of his ability to, to hide the truth. So we would fall for his wicked system of Roman Catholicism. And that's not to say that one cannot, that's not to say that one cannot use Roman Catholic material. Just have to be aware that there might be some issues as well. So you have to discern, and you have to put in some, sometimes you have to put more puzzle pieces in, because they will see it from their view and regard. Yeah, it's just, anyway, I should stop. I shouldn't speak in regards, the video is another topic. But anyway, just take care in regards to these things, because we have become totally ignorant. We have become totally ignorant. We don't even know what the Protestant, stood for. And what did they stand for? Well, they all protested the Antichrist. Now the Protestants did have, their differences and their things in regards of, but they, they all agreed on who the Antichrist was. But they had their disagreements on other topics, that's for sure. But, they had the different, differences in regards to that. But they were all in agreement who the Antichrist was. You see it again and again and again and again, all in agreement who the Antichrist is. According to the Bible, according to history, we know who the Antichrist is. It's the so-called Pope, the papacy, the great stinking toilet seat, of the office of the papacy, given by Satan to, anyway. So the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation is pretty much those two primary books to, not to say there's nothing else in other books, but these two books are really putting things, really, showing things in regards to the Antichrist. So, and the Protestants knew that. They understood this. And yet we don't understand anything. We don't know anything. We pretty much have become oblivious. We have gone into an amnesia. The Jesuits have been very effective. So effective that no one knows who the Jesuits are and who controls the things. It's always the Jews, right? The Jews might this and the Jews might that and the Jews whatever and all that. Really? Yeah. It's the Jews. Oh. So what does the Bible say about that? And could it maybe be that they would need a scapegoat because now that, half of Europe was protesting against this filthy system and the Antichrist, that they might actually need a scapegoat? And the scapegoat became the Jews. So, it's the Jews, it's the Jews, it's the Jews. Oh, it's not the Jesuits, it's not Rome, it's not the Antichrist, the Roman Antichrist. Oh, no, it's the Jews. Oh, really? Let's go back to the Bible and look at what it says. So what is the last fourth beast of Daniel? That sits on what? Oh, a Roman beast. Oh, whoa. So if the horn sits on a Roman beast, what should the horn be in nature? Roman. Oh yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. Thinking to change times and laws. Who would that be? Oh, ding. The Antichrist, the Roman Emperor, the Roman Caesar, the Pontifex Maximus, as to say, the high pagan priest. So, who has persecuted the Christians? Ding. Roman Catholicism, once again. Anyway, yeah. So, in any case, it just opens up. It just opens up. And why would Jesus warn us about wolves in sheep clothing? Or maybe because there would come wolves in sheep clothing. First he had to sow the good eatable seed, and then an enemy would come and sow the bad poisonous seeds. Yeah. And they would grow up together in the field, which is the world. So should we expect, the seeds of the devil to be in the world? Looking like the real thing, yet not being the real thing? Yeah, we should. Of course we should. Because Jesus is warning us about this. That if possible, could deceive the very elect. Okay? So we have someone that actually is very, very deceptive. It didn't warn us about Muhammad. Muhammad is a stinking wolf. Okay? Just a totally stinking wolf. You can smell him miles away, you know. Oh, you don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God? Up, down the trash with you, Muhammad. Oh, you don't believe that he was executed on the tree? Hey, down with you in the trash can, Muhammad. And thereby you don't believe he was resurrected from the dead, of course. Down the trash can with Muhammad. Yeah, because he was a false prophet. He was a wolf. A stinking wolf. That's all what Muhammad was, you know. And how, you know, why 1.8 billion people would follow this stinking wolf? Oh, you're not allowed to talk bad about this so-called prophet and all that. Well, chop, 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 you head off. Or maybe you should try reading the Bible instead. You know, trying to go back to the prophecies about the Messiah and so forward. Instead of reading these stinking, well, actually just listening to these stinking people, you know, in some sense, these blind people that don't tell you the truth, just deceive you and lie to you, and you just go on and promoting this filthy bullshit. The same thing with the Roman Catholics and the Jews and, the Mohammedans. Instead of reading for yourself, instead of studying for yourself, you listen to these blind teachers and you just repeat what they say. And how do I know? Well, I experienced it on the... in so many ways. Just bullshit. Now, in regards to the Jews, for example, when I was in Jerusalem, I was invited to this so-called, thing in regards to that was a so-called rabbi and all that. I was just, and I understood where all this bullshit was coming from. That I was hearing from all these Jews. It came from the so-called rabbis. Blind guides, that leads the blind. Anyway, the same thing with the Mohammedans. You're listening to these, what is it called? Can't even remember what they're called in regards to Muhammad. You're just listening to these people and then you promote the bullshit instead of actually doing some study, anyway. And the same thing with Roman Catholicism. Oh, but my church says this and my priest says this and all that. Well, of course they don't, they just promote it. They promote the bullshit and just, it's like, But when you actually begin to understand what they're actually doing, they go back and find out what they should believe about this instead of actually doing some investigation. The same thing with the false witnesses and all that. It's like, what does my thing say I should believe in regards of this? And just read the Bible, okay? And be careful of Paul, okay? Of course, it was just prophesied by Jesus that he would, Anyway, I think Jesus pretty much was warning us about Paul, and the rest, that came, over the years in regards of, why would all Asia leave Paul? That's 2 Timothy 1:15. Look it up, as you know, all Asia has left me, have turned their back on me. They have rejected me as an apostle, Why would they have rejected Paul or Paulus or Shaul? Well, maybe because there were some issues. So what could those issues be? Well, if you go to Revelation and read the 7 letters to the congregations in Asia, which is the exact area that actually rejected Paul, and I think a lot of things have been removed. I think a lot of, Melito wrote against Marcion in the 2nd century, and Marcion was a Pauline Christian that only believed that Paul had understood, the gospel and all that. And of course, Marcion was lawless, He he thought that Paul understood the thing, and all the other apostles that actually walked with Jesus, talked with Jesus, ate with Jesus, and heard his teaching and so forward, they didn't, they apparently just didn't get it, And so they were heretics apparently in regards to these, because they taught the law of Moses and all that, and the scriptures, the Jewish scriptures and all that. Apparently that's no go. It's like, who would like us to get away from the Bible and the scriptures? Could it be, Satan would probably like us not to read the Bible and not really just, that's just old school and all that, old news and whatever and all that. Why would we ever read the scriptures? Well, maybe because it actually helps us to discern which is truth and which is lies, and yeah. You just get tired in some sense, There's so much bullshit in this wicked world. Yeah. So anyway, just take care, because, do some research for yourself. Read the Bible. Get it in your own tongue, you can get it in your own tongue in these days, without actually being burned on the stake, at least at the moment. Well, of course, they have other ways of, killing us off and all that. And, how could we not know who the Antichrist is? How could we forget? How is that no one is telling us? It's like these, people behind the pulpit singing love songs to the Antichrist, and now leading back the Protestants to the Antichrist, to the man of the number 666. You want to know who the man of the number 666 is? Well, that's the so-called Pope. His so-called holiness. The so-called Holy Father. That's the man of the number 666. Yeah. And now you know. Now I told you in any case. So now you need to do some investigation, about this. It's not a popular thing to say in these days. It's not a political correct thing to say because, apparently it's just, you need to love the Antichrist apparently nowadays. You're not, you can't, you can't speak like that. That's hate speech and blah, blah, blah. It's just utter bullshit. Don't fall for these people trying to close your mouth. You speak up about the truth, because the truth stays the truth, even if the world don't like to hear it and don't want anything to do with it, and want to run back in regards of this diabolical, ecumenical bullshit, trying to round us all around the Antichrist, who is against Christ. Yeah, the triune tyrant. He wants to be like God, right? So God has God has 3 crowns. What does the Antichrist want? 3 crowns, of course. So you have the Tirara, what is it called? Tirara. Call him that. It's called the Tirara or something. You can see him being crowned and all that as, father of kings and whatever. That's just a bullshit. Utter bullshit, Anyway, so where are all the leaders from the different nations going and so forward, Who is in control? Who is really in control? And there are the Jews, this and that. Well, who are the Jews working for? Those, high, what's it called? High position Jews, It's not all the Jews. It's not, it's like, it's totally stupid, Most Jews, it seems like, are like you and me. They don't have any say, They're just following along. Like we and, like many other, there are some Jews working for the Antichrist. Like there's people working for the Antichrist all over the world in every single nation. So no, we have to give all the Jews and that. Well, In regards to those, banksters and all that, who are they working for? Who are they working for? They're working for the Antichrist. Oh, it has to be the Jews, the Jews, the Jews, the Jews, the Jews. Oh, give me a break, It's the Jesuits scapegoating, so we are going to look in this direction instead of this direction in regards of Rome. Rome, 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 your boat. Okay? Rome. Rome, Rome, and Rome. The great city who rules over the kings of the earth. Okay? It's Rome. It's Rome until it will be destroyed at some point. But the papacy will continue, the office of the papacy will continue after destruction of Rome, as far as I can see. Until the Yeshua will return and destroy this office, which is yet future and all that. But at some point, Rome will be destroyed. So anyway, that's just a matter of time. At some point, it will be destroyed. We are heading for a new world order, right? Well, it's actually just like the old world order. Actually, as I call it, poop doom. We are heading for poop doom. That's pretty much where we are going, So. And now I told you. And now you need to figure it out, and see if this guy speaking is just a madman or what. Or if he's actually trying to tell you the truth, Yeah, anyway. Took me years and years and years and years. There's still a lot of research to be done in regards to these things. Well, I think the two most important things to know in this world is who is Jesus Christ. So you're not going to be deceived by the cookie Jesus and the only prophet Jesus. Now there are many, many, many other false versions of Jesus, but the two most problematic, I think, is actually the Roman Catholic version and the Mohammedan version of Jesus, because they're the most popular of the other false versions of Jesus. But there are a lot more false versions, Anyway, so when you find out who Jesus Christ is, by, for example, reading the New Testament, finding out who Jesus is in regards to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those are the 4 books about the gospel. And then begin to grow in regards of truth and so forward. And then, of course, the second thing would be who the Antichrist is. And why would that be important to know who the Antichrist is in this world? Because if you know who the Antichrist is, you won't get deceived by him. You won't be led back to him under his wings. Okay? And a lot of people, are trying to lead you back to the Antichrist. But if you know what the scriptures are saying and history, real history, well, you won't be led back to the Antichrist, okay? So those two things, I think, are the two most important things to know in this life. And then, yeah, pretty much. And how is it that we have forgotten about this? I have no idea. I guess when you have Satan on your team working for you and all that, and his demons and all that, the Jesuits has been working to get us back. That's the whole idea with the Jesuits, to get us back under the wings of the Antichrist. Have they been successful? I think they have been pretty successful. Actually, so successful that even the Protestants, or those known as Protestants, have no idea who the Antichrist is anymore, and now running back, to the Antichrist. You can pretty much just follow the proclaimed Protestants nowadays and see where they are going and see who the Antichrist is, because they will pretty much lead you to him. Which is very sad because they should know. And how could we forget? I don't know. I don't know how we could forget. And just go back in history and see what the Protestants believed. It's like incredible that we have, that we could lose. For hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, the Protestants have known who the Antichrist is. And now, no one knows. No one knows who the Antichrist is. It's insane. It's utterly insane. It's just, yeah. Anyway, may Jehovah bless you and be with you. And may Yeshua be that most precious pearl. And don't let go of him when you have him. And may the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, be in us all. Amen. By the way, in regards of my nails, as you can see, they are getting to a point where they are getting pretty long. And I have an experiment going on in some sense. So I usually cut them at the new moon. And the new moon is actually the beginning of the month. So as you can see, we're very, very close to the new moon. When it began to actually become fragile and so forward, I know actually we're getting pretty close. And when it's actually beginning to, as you can see, it's waning crescent 0.24%. So we are very close to a new month in regards of the biblical calendar, because we also have a calendar based on the sun. In regards to the Julian, Gregorian, sun calendar. Yeah. Anyway, but it's not biblical. And neither are all these stupid traditions that we have. Christ Mass, Easter, Halloween, Sunday bullshit and all that. And of course, and the New Year, the pagan New Year of Janus, in the winter, nothing to do with the Bible. Absolutely nothing to, it's just pagan traditions. It's all pagan bullshit, pretty much. Because if you try to keep those that is in the Bible, oh, you are Judaizer. Like it's a bad thing to actually, it's just, they will say you lose salvation. Yeah, you don't lose salvation by keeping the Roman traditions, right? But, trying to keep God's festivals. Oh, now you lose salvation. What is wrong with people? These arguments are just bullshit. It's just totally outrageous. Yeah, okay, if I follow the Antichrist, I won't lose salvation. But if I don't follow the Antichrist, I'll lose salvation. What is that? It's just totally insane argument. That's just, it doesn't make sense. Absolutely, it's nonsensical. So nonsense. Yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm getting really tired. Actually, it's pretty good. I'm getting tired. It's 9. So it's 20 on one and 19 on the other. I think that was I talked to something in regards of the time. That's another in regards. What's this bullshit in regards of fixing the time 1 hour this way and 1 hour backward and all that? Do you see that in the Bible any place? Nope, I don't think so. Anyway, so yeah. Could we care a little, Could we care a little about the truth? Just a little, Could you just ignite your flame and actually care for the truth. Stop looking at the bullshit square box on the wall. It's just promoting the Roman circus, the Roman arena, the Roman Colosseum, entertainment for the people, so it keeps them occupied to stupidity, and the Roman theater. So just anyway, yeah. I'm getting tired. That's great. That's awesome. It's actually the perfect time to become, tired. So that'll be nice. Anyway, have a good one. I got totally off topic. I love talking about the Bible, okay, and history and all that, because I've been lied to all my life, pretty much. And it's taking me a long time to figure things out. And yeah. And there's a lot of things that I do not know. I think that probably a lot of the Protestant children would have known more than I, because they would have grown up with these, real history that hadn't been adulterated by, by Rome. And they would have known the Bible as well, instructed in the Bible. In any case, this would probably have been standard knowledge for them, knowing these things. And yet it took me 35 years or something like that. I guess 30 years when I began to really, anyway, it's taken me a long time to find out that I have been pretty much fed with propaganda and satanic bullshit. And I don't like that. And I don't care what other things. I'm going to stand for the truth. And I might make some mistakes, but I'll do the best that I can with what I have for standing for the truth and standing on the truth. And just because the world wants to do its own thing, doesn't mean that I need to follow along. You see, it doesn't matter if 99% of the people believe something and says something and this and that and believes it's true and all that. A lie doesn't become truth just because 99% of the people believe it. You see, it's not a democracy. Truth is not a democracy. It's not like, oh yeah, well, we have 6 billion people saying this or whatever, and you are not just one person and you say something else, and you see these. It's like the same thing in regards to 1.8 billion Mohammedans. Well, just because there are 1.8 billion Mohammedans doesn't mean they have the truth. At the worldwide flood, which was a worldwide flood, isn't it interesting how Satan wants to try to distort that as well? And of course, pagan satanic evolution is another lie in regards of, well, they try to make it into science, which is just utter bullshit. It's paganism. It's way older than Darwin. So it goes back to India. It's paganism, okay? It's nothing to do with the Bible. And you cannot just mix it together with the Bible. The Bible says the world is around 6,000 years. If you calculate all the names and all that from the very beginning and all that, you have around 6,000 years. Plus minus some hundreds of years and all that. But besides that, there's some variations in regards to that. But around 6,000 years. There's nothing in regards of millions and billions, and absolutely nothing about that we evolved from a monkey or an ape or whatever you want to use. It doesn't matter, There's just, if that's the concern that you have, you're missing the point, okay? We are not coming from a monkey or an ape. We were made in the image of the gods in regards of Jehovah. who said, "Let us make man in our image, in our likeness," at the very beginning, around 6,000 years ago. So anyway, then the flood comes around 4,400 to 5,000 years ago, and only 8 people survived. So we don't know how many people there was before the flood, but there could have been a lot. There could be many. You know, people could live over 900 years at that point. Now there's different things why and reasons why they could live 900 years. But anyway, I shouldn't get into that, yeah, you know. But there's a lot of things, you know. Closer to the DNA code, you know, closer to the original. It seems that I think it's around every generation we have 60 to 100 mutations. And that adds up. So every time one generation to the next generation to the next generation, we get mutations. And they add up. So that could be one of the factors why we're not living 900 years. There's a lot of other factors. So yeah, anyway. But that's absolutely one of them. So it's going downhill, people. It's not going uphill. We're not living 900 years. Actually, we see it like it's like a miracle that anyone could live 900 years. Well, actually, we have historical sources, you know, that is from after the flood, where they talk about people that are old, which actually fits the Bible, because it didn't went like from 900 years down to like, you know, 100 or less than 100. It actually went like, you know, so you have this curve going downward after the flood. So you still have people after the flood becoming like 400 years and so forward, and you know, it begins to go down. So yeah. So that's, yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. I guess I shouldn't speak anymore. Anyway, so I guess that's all. But anyway, but in regards to the flood, only 8 people survived. Now, again, we don't know how many people were on the earth, but there could be have been a lot, you know. So yeah. But only 8 people of those people survived. Why would that be? Well, because it's not a democracy, you know. God rules, and that's just how it is. You know. So even if this world just totally goes astray from the truth and all that, doesn't really change things in regards of what is truth. So anyway, I'll stop now. Have a good one, all of you, and you know, read your Bible and figure, you know, research. You know, that's no one will do it for you. And the world, you know, so few are actually talking about who the Antichrist is. And the Bible is just seen as a fairy tale and all that. It's just stupid, when it's filled with history from the past. And yet, it's just a fairy tale and blah, blah, blah. And Jesus is just a fairy story as well, blah, blah, blah. Really? I think it's bullshit, you know, in regards of demonic bullshit that tries to lead you away from the truth. That's pretty much it. What is evolution? Well, evolution is a pagan satanic lie. Anyway, billions of years, actually 13.8 billion years, nothing exploded. Actually, I found these 3 books actually today. It might actually be English. Oh yeah, English. I took them up, you know, they're free. You know, I took them up. I don't know if I'm going to read them in any case, but I guess the guy was interested in science. There's one book in regards of Lawrence M. Krauss, which, you know, I remember from an interesting interview that just totally Yeah, that's just he really yeah, what do you call it, fall on over his own leg or something like that. So but he's seen as one of the that's an interesting documentary on that in regards of if if we're actually at the center of the universe. It's made from some Roman Catholics, so you really have to be aware. Then we have Richard Dawkins, the God delusion. Oh, it's got a delusion, really? Oh. He actually had an interview with, or a debate with a Christian mathematic guy. And that was very interesting as well. I think he fell pretty much over his legs as well. But anyway, Richard Dawkins. And he had another interview where he just, that was just wonderful. That was an interview with a Australian creationist that is also a learned guy and all that. And I think he pretty much, it's interesting that a guy like, it's really sad to see people like, they're getting so much truth from people, and yet they just deny it. That's incredible, But anyway, that's a picture of him, Richard there. I'm actually not sure if I think he's still alive, but I think that something happened to him. I hope he will, at some point, awake. Wow, that's a big book, A big book to try to disprove God or something like that. Oh my. Yeah, anyway, I hope he finds out that he is wrong at some point in regards. Oh, of course, at some point but I hope he's finds out before he dies. Let's see what it actually says on the back here. International bestseller, a powerful argument for how to think about the place of religion in a modern world. It's going to be a classic. Okay. And this sensational international bestseller, the preeminent scientist and outspoken atheist. Well, atheism is, by the way, of the devil, of course. And atheism many times let's see. And atheism goes many times along with evolution. I was a believing atheist and evolutionist, and then we'll say, oh, but atheism is not a belief. Really? So you don't believe that there's no God? Do you know that there's no God? Now you believe that there's no God, so it's a belief, right? Anyway, when you are an atheist, it usually goes hand in hand with evolution, which is just paganism. So many atheists are just pagans in some sense. And they will defend their religion with, let's see, it's not really, let's see here, let's skip a little and see what it says here. Everyone should read it. Atheists will love Mr. Dawkins' incisive logic and repair wit, and theists will find few better tests of the robustness of their faith. Even agnostics who claim to have no opinion on God may be persuaded that their position is untenable waffle. Whatever. Another one. In the rolling debate between science and religion, it would be hard to exaggerate the enormous influence of Richard Dawkins. And by the way, science doesn't go against the Bible. Yeah, a huge amount of scientists has been Christians. So, because you need to, anyway, that's one more book. Bill Bryson, A Short History of Nearly Everything, A Journey Through Space and Time. It says, it's hard to imagine a better rough guide to science. I do wonder if they remember all the Christians there, in regards to science. Probably not. I guess you would need some, Christian sides of that actually, showing that, there's a lot of Christians that are actually scientists. Because they don't want you to know. It's full of propaganda, and you really have to discern what is actually science and what is not. When they say dinosaurs lived 65 million years ago, oh, so that's why we find footprints of dinosaurs with man. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, you don't show that to people? Oh, okay. Why don't you show that to people? Oh, because, it destroys the theory of evolution. Yeah. And that's just, of course, one of the things. And by the way, dinosaur is a word that was invented in 1841. So, before that, you know what they were, known by? Dragons. Do we have stories of dragons? I think we have. Yeah, but we don't have any stories of dinosaurs and blah. Well, we have stories of dragons. And when did the word dinosaur, well, when was that invented? Well, 1841. Anyway, so now you know. So besides that, in regards to the dragons and all that, we have images, of dinosaurs. The Inca stones, 1/3 of the Inca stones have dinosaurs with man on them. Maybe they actually saw those dinosaurs. Maybe they, fixed down in stone what actually, in regards of battling these dinosaurs and all that, Anyway, that was a pagan society, and another 1/3 of the stones apparently have a lot of sexual stuff, which is not that. Anyway, okay. There's other places where we see images of dinosaurs, where someone had, made these. Yeah, anyway. So in regards to fungi, the many organisms in the visible world were also poorly served by the traditional division. Fungi, the group that includes mushroom, molds, mildews, yeast, and puffballs, were nearly always treated as botanical objects, though in the fact almost nothing about them. How they reproduce and respire, how they build themselves matches anything in the plant world. Structurally, they have more in common with animals in that they build their cells from chitin or something like that, a material that gives them that distinctive texture. The same substance is used to make the shells of insects and the claws of mammals, though it isn't nearly so tasty in stake beetle as in portobello mushroom. Above all, unlike all plants, fungi don't photosynthesize, so they have no chlorophyll and thus are not green. Instead, they grow directly on their food source, which can be almost anything. That's interesting that God said that everything green was for our food, right? In regards to the beginning of creation, of course, now living in a fallen world, we still have to, there are some things that are poisonous and all that. But anyway, I don't really, in regards of, I guess there's different opinions on fungi and all that, if it's kosher or not, in regards of to eat or not. Fungi will eat the sulfur off a concrete wall or the decaying matter between your toes. Two things no plant will do. Almost the only plant-like quality they have is that they root. So anyway, but this is from the book of a short history of nearly everything, according to this. That's like, so I just found these books and all that. I'm actually not much of a, well, I guess I'm actually do read a lot actually, but but I'm not, like, some people are just chewing books, one by one, and that's not me, It would be nice if, but it just. But anyway, a universe. Oh yeah, by the way, I never got the title of the Lawrence M. Krauss. It's called A Universe from Nothing. Oh, really? Well, and what did God do? He spoke it into creation. So he says, where did the universe come from? What was there before it? Well, pretty much nothing. What will the future bring? And finally, why is there something rather than nothing? Well, because God spoke it into creation. That's right. That's just read the first pages of the Bible, One of the few prominent scientists today to have crossed the chasm between science and popular culture. Oh, well, anyway. But he really, this interview with him, oh my, he talks about, well, if in regards of this data, because they sent a satellite up taking images and all that, and they found out that there's two phenomenons that is very, very interesting. Now, the first phenomenon was the what they call the axis of evil, and so what is the axis of evil? Well, that was in regards of the Earth and in regards of the universe, seemingly having an axis that fits the Earth and all that. I can't remember all the details, but that they call it the axis of evil because they pretty much have some issues in regards of their view in regards of this what's it called, Perkerman. I can't even remember what it's called, Perkerman. The thing in regards of the Perkerman. I can't remember. It's just too long apparently since I looked into this. The Perkerman principle. Oh, you can't say it. I guess you know it if you're into science and all that. Anyway, so they had a problem because it's pretty much a problem for their theory of this. Actually, just guess totally annihilates their stupidity. But they always, they tend to always try to, anyway, instead of just accepting the truth. Anyway, so that was one of the issues that they found out in regards to this satellite fixing an image of the heavens, space and all that. The heavens are actually plural in the Bible, by the way. That might be a reason, right? In regards of heaven and anyway. So another thing they actually found out was that there was clusters of galaxies, and the thing is, these clusters was in circles around us, in regards of Earth. Why would that be that we have clusters of galaxies circling us, Why would there be circles around this place? So that was, so that was two of the things that they found out. So, that wasn't so good. So they sent up another satellite because they thought, there might be some problems with the data, right? And the data came back, they had, fixed the satellite to be, they thought there might have been an issues in regards of, so they made it better and all that and sent it up in regards of not being affected and so forward. And they got the exact same data. It's just so funny. So they sent another one up. So they had 3 satellites sent up to check this. And all of them said the same thing. So, that's of course is interesting, because that might actually make us much more important than we are actually, they just want to believe that we are, it's just one space or one place in there. It's just, and this Krauss guy has, Yeah, that's just interesting. uh, anyway, apparently they don't tell you people about these things. They hide things away that doesn't really support their, their worldview or whatever. They wasn't too happy to talk about the flesh they actually found in dinosaur bones. Those dinosaur bones that should have been 65 million years old. And actually, I've seen research, what's called a paper or something like that, that near to 200 million years old bones that they find soft tissue. Oh, yeah, soft tissue can apparently exist for near to 200 million years, they say, because they have to say that, because they are hanging on to the world view. We have blood cells and blood vessels. I'm not sure if it's called blood vessels, but you can see. But of course, we're not certain what it is. Well, look at it. What does it look like? Anyway, you can see the soft tissue and all that. And actually, we had a guy that was actually fired when he released this report in regard. Oh yeah, because science is so observable in nowadays, right? No, there's an agenda. There's an agenda to promote evolution, which is paganism, which is not scientific because it's not true. Anyway, I should stop now and get going. Should get some food and then I should head to the bed. Alright, have a good one and go for it. There's a lot of lies and a lot of deceptions and a lot of people have been fooled on so many points, and there's enough to look into. Anyway, the more they stand for the truth, the better. And anyway, have a good one. Bye. Shalom, as they say in Hebrew. Shalom.